Stuck in a rut? Feel like you're living someone else's life? Nietzsche had answers. To find yourself, you need to. Step 1. Reject the herd instinct. Nietzsche believed society pressures us to conform, creating what he called the herd instinct. It's an instinct that prioritizes uniformity, comfort, and maintaining the status quo. Society's moral code is often created by individuals and then imposed on others to control behavior. While this can protect us from extremes, it limits our individuality and creativity. These rigid boundaries can backfire, leading to rebellious attitudes and even antisocial behavior. When people feel suffocated, they may rebel against those in power. There are people who feel threatened when we stand out, as it may remind them that part of their potential has yet to be fully realized. It's a known fact that people fear the unknown, and this dynamic is present across time and place. Don't let their insecurities hold you back. Question those negative voices you absorbed in your youth. The parent, the teacher, the partner, the one who said you couldn't, likely felt threatened by your success. Don't allow them to limit your individuality and drag you back into the herd. Forge your own path and let your light shine so brightly that others cannot ignore it. Remember, the path to being yourself requires strength and the willingness to overcome that scary feeling of leaving your comfort zone. Step 2. Embrace the difficulty of self-discovery. Nietzsche said, "No price is too high for the privilege of owning yourself." Our instinctive reaction is to avoid pain and suffering. But Nietzsche believed we only grow spiritually when we confront life's challenges. Being a lone wolf is not easy, but it is one of the prices you pay for freedom. In order to liberate yourself from the influence of the tribe, you have to separate yourself. Strive for liberation, and that can cause some challenges. We must reject the easy path and commit ourselves to the search for the freedom to be ourselves, however frightening it may be. That means being free from all physiological and psychological needs. Don't let them control you, and instead, allow yourself to control them. Whenever you feel an emotional urge, first recognize it, then decide if you will act on it. Nietzsche's philosophy is similar to modern-day motivational gurus. However, the motivational guru focuses on self-improvement primarily for the purpose of worldly success and for a full life at the material and personal levels. Nietzsche goes deeper. The struggle is an internal one to find yourself, and this search is much more complicated and demands a different kind of sacrifice. For example, a motivational guru teaches you to be self-confident to be more popular and attract investors. And Nietzsche tells you to analyze the root of your desire to be self-confident. That simple analysis may make you want to abandon that desire altogether, and instead, to focus on what is truly important in your life. Self-discovery. It makes you a loner. An unwillingness to compromise with yourself may put you in conflict with people. This means changing your lifestyle, renouncing friendships, and other kinds of relationships, looking deeply into your fears, analyzing your deepest emotions, your darkness, and rising above all of them. This means breaking chains of opinions and fear. The philosopher encourages us to challenge our demons, but not to try to banish them, as there is deep meaning behind these demons to try and understand. You need to leave the house, experiment, try out a variety of temptations, but always remain conscious. Then you will ultimately become a person with a well-defined strength of character and a much richer inner nature. If you do not go out and experience life firsthand in a state of complete awareness, you cannot claim that you have lived your life. How far you can go depends on how much you are prepared to pay for it. To attain a state of self-mastery and to avoid living a meaningless, aimless life, you need to learn to find your inner genius. To unlock your inner genius, you have to follow a path that no one has walked before. You are unique, and no one can walk that path for you. Finding yourself means finding your uniqueness, that particular set of values and things that you truly love and that characterize you. Step 3. Say yes to what gives you meaning. Nietzsche said, "He who has a why can bear almost any how." Nietzsche's philosophy suggests we should say yes to everything that gives our lives meaning, to whatever we find personally valuable. In past centuries, everything's purpose was designed by God. However, in a culture that is increasingly secular and scientific, it is no longer possible to use religion to find any meaning. This is disturbing, as the typical individual would fall into nihilism, a general apathy and unwillingness to find purpose in life. Replace religion with philosophy. The arts, music, literature, the theater, and other areas of the humanities. The humanities allow us to contextualize our suffering, our effort, and a chance to see that our lives are not all that different from those of others around us. The humanities can offer ideas as to how we can solve those problems that we all encounter, and they should be viewed as a tool for living, rather than as merely an academic pursuit. Read history not for just the facts, but for what those facts tell us. Consider the humanities as a means to self-discovery, or watch tragic plays to see and understand the beauty of sad events, rather than simply for entertainment. If you are not fond of the humanities, Nietzsche says you should become an overman. The overman is a superhuman that designs his own meaning and values, without relying on exterior influences. This particular person is able to overcome the issue of purpose by simply inventing a new one and accepting full responsibility for it. Step 4. Find your true values. Nietzsche asks us, what if a demon crept into your loneliest solitude and said, "This life, as you live it now, you will have to live again, and countless times"? Would you not throw yourself down and curse the demon who spoke thus? Nietzsche believed that we need to create our own values, to lift the greatest weight. The greatest weight is a metaphorical situation that the philosopher proposes. The situation consists of the feeling that prompts you to repeat past mistakes because of those unvalued values that you adopt from your herd. Ask yourself, is what I am doing worth repeating for eternity, or am I living by somebody else's standards? Unless you can be completely sure of your individuality, you will have enough courage and enough strength to lift the biggest burden. If you do not believe that your way of living is worth repeating countless times, you have probably not yet formed your own values. For example, you would not remain in a toxic relationship if you were yourself with your own moral principles. You'd know you're just being seen as a good person by society, and that it's not worth it. Nietzsche advises, in every small thing, ask yourself, would you want this again and countless times again? If the answer is no, then you would need to change yourself. Conclusion. Nietzsche's philosophy is a challenge, a call to become yourself, find your path, and create your life. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Remember, you are unique, you are valuable, you are capable of great things. Don't waste your life being someone else. Be yourself and shine. Subscribe for more life-changing philosophy. Tell me in the comments, what's most important to you in life?